Hare Krishna, strange ways of Venus. Again, this is going to be an advanced video based on all my experience and also looking at thousands of charts and reading various scriptures. I'm going to give you a definition of Venus and going to tell you Venus in all 12 bhavas of a kundli. How does it behave and how does it shakes you completely at least once in life? It will disturb you completely and then give you huge in your life. And then when I say huge, it means it will give you such things in life that you've not even imagined. But wherever it sits, at least once, Venus has capability to destroy you or to, you know, give you certain shocks in your life that you've not even imagined. Let's talk about all 12 houses, and you're going to learn this about your own chart. If this thing has not been happened, right? If you've not received that shock in that house, either be ready for it or be prepared for it. You see, people say that we can change destiny by astrology. No, we cannot change destiny, but we can change the path. We can change your focus. We can change the way you look at your destiny. That's where Jyotish plays the biggest role. So I'm going to share my whiteboard. I'm going to teach you people today again with all my experience of this life about Venus. Venus is a planet of devotion. That devotion could be devotion towards money, luxury. That devotion would be love, romance. Venus is also karaka of financial management. You say, oh, Mercury is the karaka. Mercury is only problem solving and calculations. Mercury is communication. Jupiter has written Earth Shastra, but the planet that manages entire financial management is Venus, ladies and gentlemen. People who've got great Venus in their horoscope, even if they earn 20,000 rupees a month, they can manage those 20,000 rupees in the best possible way. Trust me. I mean, look at people who've got debilitated Venus, or you've got Venus with no directional strength, probably in the 10th house. They'll have hard time, you know, managing their money, managing their luxury. Everything for them would be temporary. But people who've got Venus in the fourth, Venus exalted, they have that capability of managing their credit cards, managing their loans, managing their financial things. But once in your life, it is going to, uh, take you to a stage where he will make you feel that, hey, was where your major mistake. This was your major mistake, and now you have to come out of it. So Venus in the Lagna, Venus in the first house of your horoscope, a lot of things would depend on, you know, the nakshatra, the rashi, but then primarily what I'm going to tell you will have a lot of impact. Okay. Bhava is basically expression. That's the whenever we talk about a planet in a particular house, we talk about the expression of that planet in that particular house. So Venus in the first house, I've seen so many charts that this has ruined reputation. Be that reputation in the school or in the college or at the job. I've seen people completely losing their reputation once in life. And then they realize, oh my God, how could I do this? And then They start working on themselves, their character, their intelligence, the way they look at the world. And then they realize that nothing is bigger than, having those respect in the society, respect in the office, respect, at your workplace, respect in school, college, family life, everywhere. But once in life, this Venus is going to give you a very, very bad reputation. People will stand with the hoardings that this guy is corrupt, this guy has done something wrong, punish him, do this, do that. But then that trauma that you will go through in your life will make you such a better, such a fantastic person that all those people who were standing with the hoarding that, hey, this is the worst person in the world, they will come and bow down to you that, hey, I'm sorry, you were right, right? We were wrong, we took you wrong. They'll apologize. But once in your life, for maybe 10 days, 10 months, 1 year, it's going to spoil your reputation. Be very careful with Venus in the first house, but then it has the ability to give you a lot of name and fame. Let's talk about Venus in the second house. Second house, Venus is going to give you shocks because of your food habits. You are eating bakery, you're overweight, you're loving exotic food, you're trusting your relatives, you're expecting a lot from your natal family, but your food habits, your natal family is going to give you a shock of your life. And then you realize, hey, 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 what am I doing? Am I supposed to eat what I'm eating? Am I supposed to love my family or trust or expect what I'm expecting from my family? You say the answer is no. Venus says, hey, no. You need to take care of your health. You need to watch, and maybe a disease would be diagnosed, or the doctor would come and say, and doctor said, you're not supposed to eat sweets. You go back, eat sweets again. You again go to a doctor. He says, no, you're not supposed to eat sweets. And then you go back and eat again, and then you are hospitalized for 3 months, 4 months. And sweet is just one example. It could be anything, because it's your taste buds in the second house. And Venus is exotic foods, royal foods. And then you realize, oh, I went through a bypass. I've got a severe diabetes, or nothing is working. I can be a nephro patient. What do I do? Then you say, no, I'll be devoted towards my body, devoted towards my taste. I eat limited, eat quality. And same happens to the family as well, that, hey, I was expecting a lot from my brother, my mother, my father, and now they realize that, hey, I have to move on because it's their life too. And they can't be available for me. And, I have to control my emotions. So it's going to shake you at your family level once in your life, guaranteed, with Venus in the second house. Trust me. And if that has not happened, lower down your expectations, be ready. That's what Jyotish is all about. Let's talk about Venus in the third house. Your brothers, your sisters, your neighbors, your colleagues, your friends will go far more ahead of you in their success. And that will shock you. Oh, he was working under me, and now he's a vice president of a company. Oh my God, how that has happened? And Venus would say that, hey, he went ahead with a collective effort. He helped many people. He built a team. Then he reached there, and you'll be shocked with the performance, with the communication, with the prakram of very near and dear ones in your life. And then it's your turn. Then that kind of prakram that will come in you after looking, your friends, colleagues, and everyone reaching to a level, you'll be shocked. And that shock is given by Venus to take you to the highest level in your life. That's what Venus is going to do, with the third house position. But trust me, once in your life, you'll be astonished that how come this person, how come, my brother who was doing nothing is a king and I'm nowhere in my life? Why? Your communication will shock you. Did I communicate this? Was I communicating such a nonsense way? And then you start working on your communication, your prakram, your skill, and that is when you become large in your life. That is when you get highest level of devotion and luxury. Venus in the fourth house, ladies and gentlemen, is going to give you shocks of your life for home, for property, for comfort, for mother, your relationship with mother. First thing is property, home. I've seen 99% of the people who were living in a small home. They dreamt of a big home. They went to a big home. They purchased it on banking loan, getting money here and there, got the best of the best car in their life, and they could not hold on to it. They lost it. From a small, own, debt free home, they got debts. They sold the home. Now they're on the rent. And now they realize the value of the home. It will shock you. It can shock you for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. It can shock you until your dasha is not good. That, hey, you need to value luxury. Once you value home, you tell your family that whenever I make a bigger home from a smaller home, I'm not going to sell my smaller home. I'm going to keep it. You go to any celebrity, they will take you to their home where they used to live with the family, 1 BHK, 2 BHK. They have retained it. They have not let it go. They realized it. But if you think, oh, I have this flat, let me sell off this, get another one. No. When you have capability to get a home without selling the present home, is what your capability is. Hold on to it, get money, and get another one. Otherwise, Venus in the fourth house is going to shock you. It's going to shock you for your vehicle. You'll go for a loan of 25,000 rupees to buy a bike, and you'll not get it. And today, you'll be able to buy probably a Porsche. No problem. No problem. That's what Venus in the fourth house is. It's going to shock you once in your life. Going to show you that, hey, there was a time when the loan for your bike was disapproved, was not approved. And today, you have your G-Wagon. That's Venus in the fourth house, ladies and gentlemen. But once it's going to shock you. That shock can be 10 days, 10 months, 10 years. But it has Digbala here. It has directional strength here. It's going to make you large. It is guaranteed. Venus in the fifth house. You will have a breakup. You trusted someone. You really loved someone. He or she ditched you badly. That's where we have problem with Venus in the fifth house. And then you realize, oh my God, I was too soft. I was overly dedicated. I should not have been. And then you realize that in whichever relationship I go, I'll be a very balanced personality. And that's when you start enjoying your love and romance. That's what is the capability of Venus. It's going to transform you. It's going to give you the best love of your life. But after the shock, same happens to your spirituality, mantra. You do a mantra and you see that things are not falling in place. You're losing things. But then you said, I was losing things not because of my mantra. I was losing things because it was destined. And now with full force, with full faith, you start praying and you become large. You get the love of your life. You get all the spirituality, all the punya karmas in place. But it will give you a shock first. Venus in the sixth house It will once make you zero in terms of money. It will tell you that, hey, you need to save money. It will give you debts of your life. It will give you enemies of your life, the best friends, the brothers, your mother's, sister or, brother, which is your mama or masi. They are going to give you problematic situations in life. I mean, you trusted them, you trusted, uh, you know, your capability to take debt and repay debt. But then said, I took money as a loan and then I lived a very luxurious life for a few months and I have nothing now. It will tell you the importance of debts. It will tell you importance of credits. It will tell you importance of your health. Venus in sixth house can give you a death life experience. Venus in the sixth house will give you a shock towards your body, towards a disease, and then you realize the importance of health. And that is the time when film stars are made. You see, look at Amitabh Bachchan, look at, you know, Sylvester Stallone. How many movies, how many scripts for them have been rejected? That's Venus in the sixth house. I'm not saying that they have Venus in the sixth house. No. What I'm saying is that what Venus in the sixth house is capable of: rejections, dejections, disappointments, and then you become a superstar. That's what Venus in the sixth house is capable of. Venus in the seventh house will give you a shocking partnership. You'll realize that, oh, where was I wrong in the partnership? What was I doing wrong in the partnership? You have to see, seventh house is very important house of the horoscope. It's the house of your marriage. 40, 50 years of your life depends upon the seventh house. And you've got Venus there. I mean, it will take you to a level where your marriage, your association was about to break. And then you realize, no, I'm wrong. I need to keep patience. I can't call my father and tell that I need a lawyer. Because when you get a lawyer in the seventh house, you are not going to win. The legal law, the litigation, you will be defeated with the Venus in the seventh house. You can settle things amicably. You have to. Otherwise, you are going to be in shock for a long time. Here, Venus says that, okay, now you realized your mistake. You know how to behave in partnership. You know how to behave in marriage. I'll give you the best partnership, the best marriage. But that 440 volt, you're going to have it with Venus in the seventh house in terms of associations, legal things, or marriage. Venus in the eighth house, you think that everything will come to you accidentally, lottery, money. You expect a lot from your in-laws, from extended family, from life after marriage, from your spouse. Your expectations are very high and you will get nothing in return and they'll be shocked. But then once you come in terms and you understand that, hey, if I have expectations from my extended family, they also have expectations from me. If I give them my 100%, you will not believe that the kind of beautiful life after marriage or extended family Venus can give you is unimaginable. But first, it's going to break your heart with respect to whatever are the significations of the eighth house. Venus in the ninth house, why don't you make long plans for business, for holiday? They will not start with, good news. Your guru, your teacher, you were overconfident about your dharma, about your religion, about your father, with the gurus, and initially you realize that I'm getting no support. And then you correct yourself. You become real devotee. See, financial management is not just financial management, it's management. I mean, there is a balance sheet for your health. There is balance sheet of your mental health. Every week, I have started making a balance sheet for my mental health. What did I gain mentally? What did I lose mentally in my life? Ninth house Venus, you will lose spirituality. You'll be shocked with your spirituality, with bosses, father, guru, teacher, mentors. But then you realize that I have to work hard, I have to change these things in my life, and you'll get best of the best bosses, gurus, teachers. Father will become supportive, but once they are going to give you the shock of their life. Venus in the 10th house will once make you zero in your career, in your professional life. And then you realize that what am I doing in my karma bhumi? Where am I wrong? I lost my job, I lost my business, lost everything. What am I doing wrong here? And then once you realize that, once you correct yourself, trust me, this Venus in the 10th house has capability, even if it doesn't have a good directional strength, it will not give you that warmness in your marriage. I'm 100% sure about it. It will not give you warmness. It's the marriage is for the sake of marriage, or it's like a cold marriage kind of a thing. And you are accustomed to it now. But it can take you very high in your career with an initial shock. But that shock will, trim you in the best possible way. I mean, it will take out the best of you. Trust me. Venus in the 11th house is going to make you socially dead. It's going to shock you with your brother's elder siblings' behavior. It's going to shock you with your guru's behavior. It's going to shock you with the kind of losses you can get where you were expecting huge gains. I remember a person who said that, Rosie, I've got like 2.3 crores with shares. And after 1 week, he calls me that I lost everything in share crypto. I'm left with 3,000 rupees. That's the shock Venus has the ability to give you in the 11th house. But I said, you made 2.30, right? You have Venus in the 11th. You will make 23.30 in 6 months. You know where are your losses. And trust me, he made more than that. That's what is Venus in the 11th house. So if you're shocked, and if you lose the hope, and if you say that I can't do anything in my life, go ahead, take your life. It's your choice. But it's a message from Venus in the 11th house that, hey, I will give you a boost that you've not even imagined. But the shock was required because you were impulsive. Impulsive in your gains. Now you will not be. Venus in the 12th house can put you in extramarital affair, or can put your spouse in extramarital affair. And you will realize that life is nothing. I want moksha. I want to be detached. I don't want anything from my life. I love the person. Suddenly another person came in my life. I love that person too. But I love this person also. And this person dissed you. This person dissed you. You're left for nothing. Then you realized and you went back to your husband or a wife again. And finally, you never went into an extramarital affair. That shock, that mistake, and same happens to your investment. You'll invest. Your best friend says, I invested, I earned this much, invest. You invested a lot and you were zero. Shock. For you, the world is over. For you, the life is over. And then you realize that you'll never do that again in your life. And Venus again starts to help you to get love of your life, help you to attain that, money where you can invest very, very carefully and win your life. That's, ladies and gentlemen, my experience of 16 years in these 30-40 minutes. If you relate, do comment. And if you like the video, share it with your friends. I'll come up again. Till then, Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad. बहुत बहुत प्यार आप सबको. Thank you.